Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive into something super important, water conservation, and more specifically, how to make every single drop count when it comes to farming.
That's a big one.
It is, it is. We're
Yeah.
focusing on center pivot irrigation, a system that's really, getting some traction, especially in India.
Yeah, and the source material we've got today is awesome. It really digs into the why and how, and well, we're here to sort of, break it down,
Exactly.
unpack it for everyone listening.
Pull out those nuggets of gold.
Yeah, and this source, I have to say, it doesn't pull any punches. Right off the bat, it lays out the reality of, well, the global water situation. It reminds us that water we all depend on every day. It's not unlimited.
Not at all. And it throws some stark numbers at us right away, like a whopping 97% of all the water on Earth, saltwater.
Yeah, just 3% left for fresh water, and then even then.
Most of that's locked up in glaciers and underground.
Exactly. So we're talking less than 1% that's actually accessible for, well, everything we need it for.
Which kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
It really does, especially when you realize that agriculture, it's the biggest user of that accessible water. So yeah, I think that's why making sure we're using it as efficiently as possible is, well, kind of crucial.
It is, absolutely. And that's where these center pivot systems come in.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I first saw a diagram, it was labeled General Layout of Center Pivot with Canal Water. And I have to say, it looked a little like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Right.
But the way it tackles even little things like silt buildup, in the canals, it's pretty ingenious.
It is. By getting rid of that silt, it keeps the water flowing consistently to, a surprising variety of crops, too. We're talking everything from corn and sugarcane to potatoes and even bananas.
Amazing. That's a huge range.
Yeah, these systems are so versatile.
What really caught my eye was something called the floating auto clean filter and pump. I mean, come on, this is not your grandma's sprinkler system, that's like straight out of the future or something.
Yeah.
And then the fact that one system can irrigate like 100 to 200 acres, it's kind of mind-blowing.
It is, and I think it speaks to how much technology is packed into these systems. It's not just about spraying water around. It's about being precise, making sure that water gets exactly where it needs to go at the right time.
Talking about precision, let's talk about efficiency. The source has these charts, yield comparison and water use efficiency. And I got to say, they really hammer home the advantages of using center pivots.
Yeah, the numbers, they don't lie. Compared to the old school methods like flooding or even just using sprinklers, center pivots, well, they increase yield like crazy while using way less water.
Like the source mentions, corn yield. It can jump by, get this, 280%.
Wow, that's huge.
And potatoes, the water use efficiency is 10 times better than flood irrigation. 10 times.
Yeah. That's a game changer when you think about that global water scarcity we were talking
It
about.
really is. And it's not just about conserving water, right? Those increased yields mean more food, which, well, that has massive implications for everyone.
Yeah, feeding the world, basically. It's a win-win for managing resources and, from a humanitarian perspective.
Totally agree. Beyond just the numbers, though, the source also talks about I love this, the green energy aspect of these systems. They can run for like 30 plus years
Wow.
with hardly any maintenance. I mean, talk about sustainability. They're built to last.
The source calls it, get this, fitty and forget convenience.
Love it.
Like you set it up, it runs like clockwork for decades, Less resources used, more efficiency in the long run.
I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Right.
That's right. But it's important to remember that center pivots, they're not the only option out there for efficient irrigation.
Oh, right. Yeah. The source, it actually compares center pivots to drip systems and sprinklers. So it's not like, one size fits all.
Right.
Each system has its own strengths and weaknesses depending on, well, on a lot of things, actually, like the cost, how much labor is involved, and even what kind of water source you're using. It's about choosing the right tool for the job, basically, taking everything into account.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes me think, what would it be like to have that kind of control over, a farm's water usage? I mean, the source talks about all this automation, even using your mobile phone.
Yeah.
It seems pretty revolutionary.
It is. It's crazy how technology is changing the face of agriculture. Like imagine being able to just, monitor and control your whole irrigation system from your phone, adjusting the schedule, making sure your crops are getting exactly what they need, nothing more, nothing less.
It's amazing that level of precision. It can really impact a farm's efficiency.
Yeah.
How they use resources and ultimately, well, how successful they are.
Yeah, totally.
But It's not all about tech,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's a human side to this whole thing too.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about farmers and their families, their communities, and, well, the food that all of us rely on.
Absolutely. And the source gets that, you know? It emphasizes the importance of looking at the cost analysis and the business opportunity side of things. It's not just about saving water, right? It's
Hmm.
about creating a system that works for everyone, one that's sustainable and profitable.
And the potential benefits are huge. The source, it estimates a total market, get this, of 72 lakh crores, which is, hold on, 847 billion US dollars, just in India alone.
It's incredible.
I know, right? It shows just how transformative this technology can be, not just for, farming practices, but for entire economies.